Have you ever observed how the most captivating men are not the ones who chase, beg, or desperately seek attention, but rather those who exude an unshakable sense of calm and control? This isn't a coincidence. It's a psychological and philosophical truth rooted in Stoicism. Emotional detachment doesn't mean being heartless or indifferent. It means mastering your emotions so that external circumstances, including how others perceive you, do not dictate your inner peace. Women, consciously or unconsciously, are drawn to this energy because it signals confidence, self-sufficiency, and a deep-rooted sense of purpose. A man who remains centered, who does not react impulsively to every emotional wave, naturally commands respect and admiration. He becomes a challenge, a mystery, someone who cannot be easily swayed, and that, in itself, is magnetic. In today's video, we'll break down the Stoic philosophy of detachment, explore why it's a game-changer in attraction, and most importantly, show you how to apply it to your dating life and personal development. Welcome to Stoic 24. Let's dive in. 1. Emotional control is power. Emotional control is one of the most powerful traits a man can cultivate, not only for personal growth, but also for how he is perceived by others, especially women. In a world where emotions often dictate actions, the ability to remain composed under pressure signals strength, maturity, and self-mastery. Women are naturally drawn to men who do not allow external circumstances to dictate their inner state, because such men project confidence, stability, and reliability, qualities that foster trust and admiration. When a man practices emotional control, he communicates that he is not easily swayed by fleeting emotions or external drama, making him a pillar of strength in any relationship. This level of composure sets him apart from those who react impulsively, as it demonstrates a deep sense of self-awareness and discipline. Moreover, emotional steadiness enhances one's ability to make rational decisions, handle conflict with wisdom, and navigate challenges with a clear mind, all of which contribute to an aura of leadership and dependability. Ultimately, the ability to regulate emotions isn't just about suppressing feelings. It's about mastering them in a way that allows for deeper connections, mutual respect, and a more fulfilling life. 2. Scarcity creates value. Scarcity breeds value. This principle applies not only to material possessions, but also to human relationships. When something is readily available, it is often taken for granted, but when it is rare, its worth increases. The same dynamic occurs in personal interactions. If you are constantly available, always seeking validation, or endlessly explaining yourself, you risk diminishing your value in the eyes of others. People naturally desire what is just out of reach. They chase what they cannot easily have. This is where detachment becomes a powerful tool. By maintaining a sense of independence and emotional self-sufficiency, you create an air of mystery and self-respect that makes you more desirable. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means maintaining control over how much of yourself you give away. When you are not overly accessible or desperate for approval, people begin to appreciate your presence more, respect your boundaries, and, paradoxically, seek you out with greater intensity. This is why restraint is often more powerful than pursuit. The more you chase, the more others retreat. The more you offer yourself without limit, the less others feel the need to earn your time and attention. True value is cultivated through self-respect and discipline, knowing when to engage and when to pull back. Detachment teaches you to be comfortable in your own space, to enjoy solitude rather than fear it, and to let people come to you instead of constantly extending yourself. When you stop over-explaining, seeking validation, or being overly available, you project confidence and self-worth. Others sense this energy and instinctively respect it. In a world where everyone is desperate for attention, the ability to remain slightly out of reach is a rare trait. and rare things, by nature, are always in demand. 3. Self-sufficiency is magnetic. A man who finds happiness within himself, rather than relying on others to provide it, exudes a magnetic confidence that naturally draws people toward him. When a man is emotionally self-sufficient, he signals strength, stability, and independence, qualities that are inherently attractive. Women, in particular, are not drawn to neediness or dependence. They do not want to feel like they are responsible for completing a man's life. Instead, they are drawn to someone who is whole on his own, yet consciously chooses to share his life with them. This distinction is crucial. When a man is content and fulfilled by himself, his presence feels like a privilege rather than a burden. People can sense when someone is internally secure, and this self-assuredness makes them curious, intrigued, and eager to be part of his world. It's not about playing games or acting distant. It's about truly embodying the idea that your happiness is not contingent on anyone else. When you radiate this kind of independence, others naturally gravitate toward you, not because they have to, but because they genuinely want to. 4. You become a challenge. Women enjoy the pursuit just as much as men do, though society often portrays men as the primary pursuers. The thrill of the chase isn't exclusive to one gender. It's a fundamental part of human attraction. A man who is detached, who does not seek external validation or allow emotions to dictate his every move, presents an intriguing challenge. He becomes a mystery, someone who stands apart from the crowd of eager, emotionally reactive individuals. This detachment signals confidence, self-assurance, and a level of inner peace that is rare. Women naturally become curious, drawn to understand what fuels his unshakable composure. Unlike men who chase relentlessly, a detached man creates space, allowing attraction to build organically. His lack of desperation makes him more desirable because, in a world where attention is easily given and validation is often sought, a man who remains centered and unaffected becomes an enigma, one worth unraveling. This dynamic taps into a deep psychological truth. People value what is scarce. When a man does not immediately offer his attention or validation, he forces a woman to invest in the interaction, to work for his time and presence. This subtle shift in power makes her feel the excitement of earning his interest rather than merely receiving it without effort. A detached man does not withhold affection out of manipulation, but rather because his sense of self is not dependent on external approval. He operates from a place of abundance, not neediness. His focus remains on his purpose, his growth, and his principles, making him naturally attractive. Women are drawn to the enigma of a man who does not desperately seek their validation, but instead remains centered in his own world. It is not aloofness, but a quiet confidence that signals he is whole within himself, and that makes him all the more desirable. 5. Mastering the art of walking away. The ability to walk away from situations that no longer serve you is a profound demonstration of inner strength and self-respect. Too often, people remain trapped in toxic relationships, unhealthy environments, or unfulfilling careers due to fear, societal pressure, or a misguided sense of obligation. However, true power lies in recognizing when something is draining your energy, diminishing your self-worth, or hindering your growth, and having the courage to step away without bitterness or regret. Walking away with grace means not allowing resentment to fester or seeking revenge, but instead embracing the wisdom that some battles are not worth fighting and that peace is more valuable than proving a point. It is not a sign of weakness to leave. Rather, it is a declaration of self-worth, a conscious choice to prioritize your well-being over temporary comfort or external validation. When you master this ability, you take control of your life, refusing to be shackled by circumstances that do not align with your values or purpose. This is the essence of true freedom, understanding that your presence is a gift and that not every situation, person, or opportunity is worthy of it. 6. Detachment eliminates neediness. Neediness is one of the biggest turn-offs in relationships because it signals a lack of self-sufficiency and inner stability. When someone constantly seeks validation from others, it creates an imbalance, making them appear insecure and emotionally dependent. This kind of behavior can be exhausting for those around them, as it places the burden of their self-worth on external factors rather than internal confidence. A man who practices emotional detachment, on the other hand, understands that he does not need external approval to feel whole. He cultivates a sense of inner security, knowing that his worth is not determined by how others perceive him. This level of self-assurance makes him naturally attractive because he exudes confidence without demanding attention or reassurance. In contrast to the masses who seek constant affirmation, his quiet composure and self-reliance set him apart, making him someone others respect and gravitate toward. Instead of chasing after validation, he remains centered, drawing people in through his unshakable sense of self. 7. A calm mind is irresistible. Chaos and drama create instability, making people hesitant to stay close. When a person is constantly embroiled in emotional turbulence, they become exhausting to be around, pushing others away as a result. In contrast, peace and stability act like a magnet, drawing people in because they provide a sense of security and comfort. A detached man, grounded in his principles, remains unshaken by life's ups and downs. He does not react impulsively to adversity or let external circumstances dictate his inner state. This unwavering composure is particularly admired by women, as it signals reliability, strength, and emotional control. A man who can remain calm under pressure demonstrates that he can handle challenges without losing his temper or composure, making him someone others can depend on. In relationships, this trait fosters trust and respect, as emotional steadiness assures others that he will not crumble under difficulties. A detached man, however, is not cold or indifferent. He understands the nature of the world and accepts that chaos is part of the human experience. He doesn't cling to drama because he knows it's fleeting, and he does not allow himself to be swept up in emotional extremes. This wisdom cultivates an inner peace that is both attractive and reassuring. In the face of conflict or turmoil, he stands firm, a pillar of tranquility amidst the storm. People are drawn to this aura of calmness because it signals maturity, self-awareness, and strength of character. A man who has mastered his emotions and does not allow external events to rattle him is someone who is in control, not just of his surroundings, but of himself. This control, cultivated through consistent practice and understanding, becomes a source of immense power, allowing him to navigate life's challenges with grace. Women, in particular, find such men not only admirable but deeply reassuring, as they represent a safe harbor in an often unpredictable world. 8. You gain control over your desires. When you detach from your desires, you free yourself from the constant pull of wanting and needing. Rather than acting out of desperation or chasing fleeting pleasures, you begin to operate from a place of conscious choice. This shift in mindset gives you the power to control your actions, making them intentional rather than reactive. As a result, you become more disciplined in your decisions and focused on what truly matters. This newfound clarity and self-control naturally make you more attractive, not just to others, but to yourself as well. People are drawn to those who are grounded in their own sense of purpose, who don't need external validation or constant gratification to feel complete. Detaching from your desires allows you to tap into a deeper, more confident version of yourself, one that is calm, resolute, and unwavering. This level of self-mastery, cultivated through detachment, creates a magnetic presence. When you're no longer driven by the need to please or impress, you project an aura of calm certainty. People are subconsciously attracted to that stability because it signals strength and independence, You're no longer bound by the chaos of cravings or the fear of losing what you don't truly need. Instead, you're anchored in a mindset that chooses peace and purpose over temporary satisfaction. This balance not only elevates your interactions with others, but also deepens your relationship with yourself. You start making choices based on your values, not on external pressure or the pursuit of approval. And in doing so, you radiate a sense of power that comes from within, a power that doesn't require force, but flows effortlessly through your disciplined actions and focused energy. 9. You stop settling for less. A detached man embodies the power of self-respect by refusing to cling to relationships or situations that don't align with his values. His detachment doesn't stem from indifference, but from a deep understanding of his worth and the principles that guide his life. He knows that time and energy are valuable, and he is selective about where he invests both. By maintaining firm standards, he sets boundaries that ensure his relationships are grounded in mutual respect, integrity, and shared values. This unyielding commitment to his principles not only protects his well-being, but also elevates his appeal. People are naturally drawn to his strength of character, finding admiration in his ability to maintain emotional independence and live authentically. His detachment becomes a magnet, signaling that he values himself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't serve his greater purpose or vision. This sense of emotional independence gives him a quiet power, one that doesn't need to be flaunted or proven. The detached man doesn't seek validation or approval from others, and this lack of neediness is inherently attractive. He doesn't bend to societal pressures or chase fleeting trends, because he's anchored by his own sense of purpose. His detachment isn't about being aloof or cold. Rather, it's about being present in his own life, with a clear focus on what truly matters to him. By not overcommitting to relationships or situations that don't resonate with his values, he creates space for deeper, more meaningful connections that align with his vision for life. People respect him not just for what he chooses to engage with, but also for the courage and clarity it takes to walk away from anything less than what he deserves. This balance of self-sufficiency and purpose fuels a magnetic confidence that others can't help but admire. 10. True freedom attracts people. At the heart of emotional detachment lies a profound sense of freedom. Freedom from the expectations, judgments, and chaos that often cloud our lives. This kind of freedom enables us to choose our own path, unburdened by external influences or the desire to conform to the whims of others. It grants the ability to find contentment within solitude, as we no longer rely on external validation or the approval of others to feel whole. A man who embodies this freedom becomes incredibly attractive, not because of physical appearance or material wealth, but because he lives life on his own terms. His inner peace and self-sufficiency radiate confidence and strength, drawing others to him without the need for forceful persuasion. His actions are guided by his principles and values, rather than by fleeting emotions or societal pressures. This level of detachment cultivates a sense of calm, purpose, and respect, qualities that others instinctively recognize and admire. When a person operates from a place of emotional detachment, he is no longer swayed by the highs and lows of external circumstances. His peace comes from within, rooted in the understanding that the only true control we possess is over our own reactions and decisions. This sense of inner sovereignty is not about isolation, but about being entirely self-sufficient in a world that constantly seeks to pull us in different directions. The detached individual isn't cold or indifferent. Rather, he is fully present and deliberate, unafraid to make decisions that align with his core beliefs, even when they go against the grain. Such a person is magnetic, not because he seeks admiration, but because his authenticity and unshakable calm create an aura of trust and respect. Others are drawn to his steadiness, knowing that he won't be tossed about by the whims of fortune. This freedom from attachment is the foundation for both personal strength and deep, lasting connections, as it allows him to engage with the world without losing himself in it. Conclusion: if you found value in today's discussion and want to embrace the power of detachment in your own life, start practicing Stoic principles today. Let go of external validation, focus on self-improvement, and become the master of your emotions. And remember, true attraction isn't about impressing others. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Stoic 24 for more life-changing Stoic wisdom. Share your thoughts below. What is the most powerful lesson you've learned about detachment? See you in the next one.